Let's go and check out example number 2. And so I have our polynomial function 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 9x minus 10. Divide that by x minus 2. Let's just do another practice problem right here. All right, so we're going to do x minus 2. Divide that by 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 9x minus 10. All right, let's go to town on this bad boy. So let's see. X times what is 2x cubed? Wouldn't that be 2x squared? Right? If I multiply x times 2x squared, I'm going to get 2x cubed. All right? So let's multiply. X times 2x squared is 2x cubed, and then 2x squared times negative 2 is a negative 4x squared. Okay? We're going to go ahead and subtract these two problems. So that becomes a minus, and this negative becomes an addition. So we're going to go ahead and then cross those guys out. And if we combine like terms here, we'll get 6x squared. All right. Now let's go ahead and start the whole process over again. X times what is 6x squared? X times what is 6x squared? So wouldn't that just be 6x? Positive 6x, right? 6x times x is 6x squared. And 6x times negative 2 is a negative 12x. Oops, I forgot to bring down my little guy there. Minus 9x. All right, so let's go ahead and subtract these guys right here. So I'll go right here, and we'll subtract. So this becomes, this goes from a positive to a negative, and this goes from a negative to a positive. So these guys are gone. Wata! And then right here we'll get a positive 3x. Keep on going until we're done. X times what is 3x? Okay, and I'll bring this guy down too as well. So when do we get a positive 3, right? So we're going to get a positive 3. X times 3 is 3x. And then negative 2 times 3 is a negative 6. All right, let's go ahead and subtract those guys. And then we'll be done here. So that becomes a minus. It's going to become a plus. So in this case now, we're not going to get 0. Okay? And this one is a little more interesting now. What that tells us is that since this is not 0, okay, so since this is not 0, our conclusion is this. This is very important here. And we're actually going to get more in depth in this actually tomorrow. I'll kind of jump the gun right now. Since this is not 0, okay, what that means is that this guy right here then, this is not a factor. In other words, if this is not a factor, then that means that x equals 2, or I'm sorry, I should probably say x equals 2. So that means that x equals 2 is not a root then. Okay, because we saw in last example that if this is 0, and that should make sense because if you have a polynomial and if you have an x-intercept, if you plug in a number, then you should always get 0 for the y value. Or in other words, that when you divide your polynomial, you should always get 0 then, if indeed this really is a 0, or in this case, a factor of the polynomial. So we can conclude right now that since we have a remainder, we do not have a factor then, or in this case specifically, we don't have a 0 of the polynomial. Okay, so the way that you write your answer now is you would say the answer is 2x squared plus 6x plus 3. Now check this out now. Since we have a remainder, you're going to put minus 4 all over what we divided by, x minus 2. And that's how you would display that kind of answer when you have a remainder.